This setup is incredible, and I want to show you the differences in the different retrieve styles. But first thing I'm going to say is, wow, no matter what you do with this rig, it looks so good in the water, and as you probably well know, it is a very powerful setup. There are lots of different baits and jig heads on the market. This one is the little Megabass Okashira head paired up with a baby Z2. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and let's see what it looks like if you're vertical jigging it. If you come up over a brush pile or some sort of rock pile, whatever it might be, and you want to drop this down there to those fish, this is the lure sitting. Just straight vertical jigging holds a really good horizontal profile. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing here is just tapping the rod with my fingers so very slightly on the side. I mean just barely touching the rod, and you can see how it makes that tail dance, and it's very clear why even the most finicky fish just can't resist this type of a setup. Now here's the part that I find super interesting. This is the same lure here, same jig head and everything, sitting vertical in the water column. I'm not doing anything. I am not trying to move it. I am not trying to tap the rod. I'm not doing anything. This is just a combination of the natural movements in the water column and then just my inability to hold perfectly still. You know, even when we're trying as anglers to hold perfectly still, there's still some of that vibration transfer, that energy from us, our arm, through the rod, through the line, and down to the lure. So even if you're not doing anything with it, you can see the action that is still imparted on it. Now let's take a look at some horizontal presentations, and this is how I fish it most of the time. Been fishing it this way for quite a while now, years now I've been doing this. First off, just throw it out, and here is a straight retrieve. There is nothing happening more than just a straight retrieve with the spinning reel, and you can see, of course, slide through the water column really well, looks good, has nice pulse to it. Now here is that same lure when I'm just tapping the rod like I was doing with the vertical presentation. Here it is when I am just tapping this side of the rod, and look at that tail dance. I mean, it takes almost no effort to make that tail just come alive with this really good side kick. You can have bass follow this, come right up to it, and it has such a realistic presentation to it. Now another presentation out there that some of you have may heard of is anglers will take their finger that is holding their rod and just kind of stick their finger out as the line comes by and slaps it. This is what that retrieve looks like. So it doesn't have quite the super fast tail kick as when you're tapping the rod, but if you don't want to tap the side of the rod, this has a little bit bigger pulsing tail kick type of an action. And no, you don't have to have some fancy electronic setup to take advantage of this. On these horizontal casts, this is a tremendous searching lure on days when the bite is so finicky. Now on the downside or upside, depending how you're looking at it, you're going to catch all kinds of fish, okay? You're going to get panfish, you're going to get little bass, you're going to get bigger bass, you might have some big predators like northern come up and slash it. You are going to catch all kinds of fish with this. As a matter of fact, this is one of the presentations I use when I take kids fishing, because it is so easy for them to pick up, and I know that they're going to get bit. Hey, my Bass Behavior Bundle comes out tomorrow. It comes out on the 15th. If you want to get notified when it is live and active, go ahead and sign up on that wait list down below. Thank you. And hey, if you want to watch a video that talks about what the hover rig looks like and some different retrieves on that, 3 different retrieves as a matter of fact, go ahead and check this one out right here, and make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.